Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match fallout show on the internet. It's Sunday morning it's the day after the day before, to be quite honest with you. Another terrible loss. It was West Brom 4, West Ham 2. Scott, take us through the starting lineup. I think it's the starting lineup that everyone wanted, to be quite honest.
No, I have to disagree.
No?
No. There's no way Collins should have started.
Oh,
no way Northern
right.
should have started right back. It's just played into people's hands, isn't it?
Can you tell me what the bench was?
Obiang, Randolph, Oxford. There was no Reed, no Byron,
Fletcher.
no Arbeloa, Fletcher.
Is Arbeloa injured?
They must be injured. Arbeloa's obviously not match fit.
Yeah.
Are they injured, Reed and Byram?
Well, there was no reports of them being injured. I think they've just been
Left out the squad?
Yeah.
Nah.
Maybe they had a knock. Maybe they picked up a knock Saturday. I don't know.
maybe.
Someone
Because they
said
train Friday, didn't
On
they?
the
So
bench, at least you got to have cover on the bench, yeah. So
I can't see any reason why Reed would have been dropped after the Watford game, like from the squad, without an injury. No way.
Exactly. And the thing you say, cover Oxford's on the bench. That's your defensive cover. But Adrian stayed in goal, which people were calling for that he shouldn't. But the guy saved us a lot more than he's cost us. You've got to give him that bad game. I know he hasn't had the best starts of the season.
I'm gonna have my say on Adrian in a little while.
Yeah, but you've got you can't just.
You can't.
It affects players' confidence
You
just by
ca-
kicking them out.
Yeah, but you can't, with a goalkeeper especially, yeah. I'm not saying he didn't have a great game yesterday, but I'm not saying he had
None
the
of the goals
worst
were his
game.
fault.
No, not really, no.
no one's really come
And,
themselves in glory. Have they?
But you can only be assessed on the situation now. You can't stick with a goalkeeper because that's the one position you can't give someone time to, because if you're shipping goals and losing games.
Well, the thing is, out on pitch, you make a mistake, there's a chance you can.
Well,
but with a goalkeeper, you make a mistake 9 times out of 10, the ball's in the back of the net.
The thing is with Adrian, the last 2 games, he's had 13 shots at him and he's let 8 in.
Yeah. Watford, 3 of the goals he could have saved in my mind. He should have saved. Yesterday, he didn't have a chance on any of them. Yeah, and that's the difference. But for some reason, his confidence is through the floor. He ain't commanding the box. He's got no confidence in the defence in front of him. You can see that. There's no communication for
It
him.
looks like they ain't got confidence in each other. No. Because you look at yesterday when Masuaku went to clear that ball and he booted it straight up in the air. It come down. Adrian come running out, missed the first catch. The defence didn't know what to do. It's embarrassing. The back 4 is embarrassing. And to have someone like Slaven Bilic and Dixie, who are both quality defenders in their day, they need to be looking at that situation.
Of course.
I'm not slagging them off,
No,
but
that's
they
it.
need to.
But when you look at the other back 3, Masuaku left back.
Who?
Masuaku left back. Collins and Bonner in the centre and Nordvik right back. And I don't get that. As I said in the preview,
Well,
Collins is the one that should have been dropped.
Listen, there's no option, Scott.
Yeah, if Reed's injured, then Collins has to play.
That's fine. If Reed's injured, right. But I know we ain't done the full team, but this all boils down to we didn't do our business early enough in transfer season. Have you said before? You look at our squad, right? When we released the loan players from last season, you look at our squad. 1 left back, 1 young right back, 4 centre halves, counting out Burke and Oxford players like that, right? We didn't get another left back in until we had to. Right? We signed Arbeloa, who's obviously hasn't played a game for God knows how long, who isn't match fit to challenge Byram at right back.
It's got to be our right back.
That business should have been done, before we got there. Same as with the striker situation, going into the season with Valencia, Sacco, and Carroll as your only fit strikers, who are all injury prone. The business weren't done early enough, and that's coming now. Why we're struggling with players.
Yeah, but with the right back situation, they obviously tried to turn Antonio into a right back and it didn't work.
No,
so that's why we had to leave it late.
The problem was that didn't work the end of last season. That's why we shipped goals against Swansea, we shipped goals against Manchester United, we shipped goals against Stoke, because we're trying to play someone who isn't a right back. And again, yesterday we get a defensive midfielder telling him to play right back, and everyone cunts him off for it. Canes him for it.
But to be fair, Norvet has played right back before and he plays centre back before, so maybe I don't know.
He's playing here, there, and everywhere at the minute. Norvik, he's played centre half, right back. They've played him in midfield. He's not got a settled position at the minute.
I mean, I just think it's all there's a lack of confidence all over the pitch. I mean, even Mark Noble. Mark Noble, for me, like I love the bloke, but for me, I think he should be dropped now because he's not.
Totally agree.
And even Czech. I mean, to me,
Anonymous.
I thought Czech was going to be our star man in that centre role this season, but he's been poor.
Yeah, you look right. So that's the four. Then you've got Czech and Noble playing the defensive midfield roles, right? I was chatting to someone on Twitter today about it. You can't have your defensive midfielders bombing forward, right? You look how they set up yesterday, West Brom. They had Fletcher and whoever else as the holding midfielders. They never crossed the halfway line most of the time. You know, they sat back. When the wingers got forward, or when the wide men got forward, they moved to the left and moved to the right. That is a defensive midfielder. Nordvet is the one to do that. You watch the games that he's played. All right, he hasn't had the best of games, but you watch that holding midfield role. When Masuaku goes forward, he slips in at left back. When Byram or Antonio is playing, he slips in the right. If Obona brings the ball forward, he slips in the centre back. That's a defensive midfielder's job. He's the first line of defence when they break, and he covers for the players bombing forward.
Do you think with Noble, like sort of like last season, he was unbelievable? Do you think he played? He gave it everything because it was that last season at the Boleyn,
Yeah,
and it meant so much to him. And
He looks jaded.
I mean, I love Noble, and I don't want to sit here and I'm not going to slag him off. I just think that maybe I know he's captain, but like I said to Nicky yesterday, I can imagine him off the pitch and in the changing room as a proper captain, but on the pitch, he doesn't look like a leader to me. And we've got someone like Ginge as well. He don't look like we haven't got that leader on there. And then this is where it all boils down to with someone like Kevin Nolan. As much as he got slated, he was a leader on the pitch.
They grabbed the team by the scruff.
Yeah, and we haven't got that. Like we're missing that sort of like that Scotty Parker type. Someone that when we're down, we need someone to get hold of that ball and run it.
He was one of them. You know.
Yeah, I mean Pint. Yeah, he's great at taking people on and that, but like we all know, he does go missing sometimes. I know he got assists again yesterday and an assist the other day, but he does go missing.
See, this is the thing, right? So then you've come further forward. You've got Payet playing on the left, Antonio on the right.
Well, you are taking the time to name the team, Scott.
That's because we're talking about but Lanzini behind Zaza, right? Now, again with this defensive midfielder thing, if you've got Payet doesn't defend. He's not on that pitch to defend. He's not on that pitch to tackle. No. He's on there to create chances. So why do we keep playing him on the wing?
I'll tell you, the balance of the squad, and I've been saying this all season, since we released players last season, is completely and utterly fucked. It's fucked.
There's no depth in the defence.
Yeah, there's no depth in defence, but the players are there.
Why spend 20 minutes? What is Ayew going to do? Let's be honest. When he comes back, what the fuck's Ayew going to do?
Ayew's a good player. He's obviously someone we targeted last season, but we got Payet instead, which we're all glad we did. But I think Ayew will add to the team. I can even see in him, if Zaza don't work out, Ayew can play up front.
The thing for me is Ayew is there to play off the striker, to play behind the striker.
The way we're playing, we ain't got the players to play that system.
Well, we'll have to drop a midfielder and play 4-4-2 and put two up front.
But the thing is, you can play that system, if you pick the right players around it, and we don't.
Yeah, but we ain't got them at the minute. We've got no target man. We've got no target man.
But you don't need a target man.
Of course you do. You need a fucking target man to fucking hold the ball up. He's the only one up front on his own. If someone, Zaza can't hold his dick.
Jermaine Defoe played up front on his own for Sunderland last season. Yeah, on his own, because you play to the strengths of the forward there. Yeah. You look at Zaza. Yesterday he was awful. Yeah, he couldn't trap a bag of sand, right?
Couldn't hold his dick, couldn't trap a bag of sand.
But that's it, right?
Lovely beard.
You go back to the Watford game. When he did trap the ball, there's no one around him because we don't play to the strengths of the player.
He likes to drop off from the side ball and move in.
He was so bad yesterday, he made Johnny Evans look world class. That's how bad he was. And we all know how bad
we made West Brom look world class. Yeah. The problem is with it's good having these luxury players like Lanzini and Payet on the pitch, but if you're going to have them on the pitch and someone like Zaza, you've got to play to feet all the time. Zaza's got to drop, come and get that ball, and people like Lanzini and Payet got to be running off him, but they don't.
Listen, we had a lot of ball yesterday, right? Let's go. The game started, obviously. They had a chance in the first 5 seconds. Yeah. Straight away, come across, and he missed it. After that, we controlled the ball. Lovely. Yeah, passing side to side to side to side to side, back to side to side. It's the absolute. what's the fucking point in that? You know what I mean? There's no penetration in the
They'd have been
team.
happy with that. They'd have gone, oh, go and a bit.
That's what they
They were happy
do.
with it.
Listen, we played that exactly the same football under Allardyce, and Allardyce used to get slated for it. And the last few games, we have looked like no, I'm not saying we look a Big Sam team because we done well under Big Sam, but it was a frustrating football, and that's what it's like now at West Ham. These last few games,
No invention.
no. When last season it was totally different.
Do you know the thing is, what we're not doing is we're not popping the ball about. Everything is hold on to the ball, one touch too much, go backwards. This is the thing for me with Noble and Kyoto. Check it. Centre midfielder driving at players, running with the ball.
Yeah.
That's when he's at his best. Asking him to play defensive midfield is pointless. He does a good job because he's covered at centre back. He can do it, but it's wasting. Having Noble alongside him, the way Noble's playing at the minute, is pointless. And you see that in the second half.
You know what, right? We done better when Lanzini dropped in there. Because Lanzini was going to get the ball. He's not scared to get the ball, and he's not scared to fucking turn and
people,
fucking
yeah.
run at people and ping the ball around.
If you're going to run at people, you're either going to lose it or you're going to get brought down. But if he's going to run at people, we're going to get opportunities.
For me,
What did you say as a defender? You hate when you got someone nippy running at you.
Yeah.
You don't. Defenders hate it.
but for
So,
me,
Utilise it.
we want Lanzini to be doing that. Payet to be doing that.
You
not
lost your
Lanzini.
iron.
Bit of work, mate. Like,
Oh, right,
it's
sorry,
covered in paint. we had to.
bothering you.
We need Payet doing that.
I thought you ironed it with a
Picking up,
brick.
picking up the ball, running at players from deep. Payet's the one to do it. Yeah, for me, we can't keep playing the way we're playing at the minute. We need to sacrifice Lanzini or Payet to put someone who's going to put a shift in up and
I
down the
agree.
wing.
I agree.
I can't think of anyone that can do that. But I'll tell you, Faguli looked fucking good when he came on yesterday.
Yeah. He did.
I think even someone like Obiang might deserves a chance because I don't think he's ever put a foot wrong when he's played, and he looks all right. And he could be someone that comes in and surprises everyone.
He's a bit more mobile than Noble as well.
Yeah.
Obiang.
I think last year it was all the leaving the bowling with Noble. It was like Royal of Rovers stuff, wasn't it? You know, but I just think
spoiled a
last
bit
season
last
it just.
year.
Yeah, we was spoilt. We were playing good football, and this is a test for Bilic as well. And like I said yesterday, I said if you're gonna struggle, do it now. Of
course.
Struggle now
course.
because you
Rather
don't
than
want
tail
this
end of the
season.
middle end like Christmas time or. But then again, we go the next 4 games and we don't pick up a win. You're in near Christmas time. People start getting on your backs a lot more.
Yeah, watching the interview afterwards of Bilic, he looks lost. He can't explain why things.
You know why? Because he's never been in this situation
No.
before.
That's it, and it's that second season syndrome, isn't it? You know, coming in having a great first season, everyone expects your next season to be the same. When it don't work out,
I can't say that, but like I've said this all along. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it was going to happen.
I think like we're always. I mean, Bilic coming in last year, like we said, we all had a great season. We always knew we're West Ham. We always do it. We're going to struggle at some point, and this is where Bilic needs to be tested. And this shows how good of a manager he is because he needs to rally the troops because they look lost.
I think if they manage to get a couple of wins in the next few games, confidence goes.
Oh yeah,
up,
but
doesn't it?
that's anyone, mate. You get 2 or 3 wins together. There's a whole between the fans and everything from top to bottom. It's a different atmosphere. But you go 3 or 4 without winning.
Wednesday night is a must-win now. We've got to go out there Wednesday and put a shift in and make sure we don't get embarrassed.
We need to
again.
put a reasonably strong side out for that.
Yeah, we will do. I mean, you'll see someone like Randolph will probably start in goal. You'll have Arbeloa will probably get a run out for Gooley, Torre.
If Randolph starts in goal and don't put a foot wrong, he should start in goal for Southampton.
Yeah, Martinez could get a run out. You know, he's been banging them in for the under-21s, 23s, whatever they are now.
I mean, we'll go on to the game in a second. I know we haven't even started on the game, but like when I look at that squad now, yeah, and I made this point yesterday as well with Zaza, yeah, another one that's coming on loan, yeah, same as Torre, same as fucking Caleri, the same as who else is coming on loan? There's quite a few players, isn't there?
No, I think that's
All right,
free.
Free on loan. The rest are free transfers, or like apart from IU, and
Just a few million.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
yeah, like just a couple of million here and there.
Oh, Masuaku.
IU's got Zaza's got a clause in his contract, yeah, in this loan deal that says 15 games he's got to prove himself. he ain't done nothing in 15 games, then he's going back, right? Or we've got to sign him if we played him the 15 games. So he's got 14 games to prove himself.
Yeah.
He's had 2. He's been very, like, I thought the first game he'd done all right.
Watford, he didn't do much wrong there.
Second game, it's physical. It looks too physical for him. People coming into the back of you like that.
It's the adapting to the style of play.
But how's he going to adapt? He ain't got no time.
He's
going to get 14. He's got 12 more games now from now. Yeah, and that includes cup games as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 12 games. Otherwise, we're going to be in that same situation we was with Alex Song last year.
I'd start him against Accrington and Stanley on Wednesday, because if he gets a couple of goals against them, which is, I mean, look, they're going to be fighting for they want to win as much as we do.
Listen, they're going to be full of confidence coming.
Of course they are,
They know
we could go there and be confident against West Ham at the moment. But no, I think Zaza, like, the thing is, these loan deals, they're smart deals for me from the board, because like Gokhan Toure, like, if we'd have bought him for 15, 20 million,
and then he plays,
plays like that, we're screwed. But if it don't work out for him, we can send him back at the end of the season, just like Zaza. But we've got an option now, because if Toure is the best thing since sliced bread, there's a we sign him for 15 million. That's done.
Same with Lanzini.
We was after that top quality striker. We've got 12 games of him left. If he don't work out, what happens then? Nothing. We're stuck with him for that.
I'm sure if you work out, it'll be January transfer window.
No, of course it won't. He's not going anywhere. He's there on a season-long loan. He's not going back.
Yeah, but if
he's just going to be stuck there after 12 games, just fucking languishing like Alex Song was at the end of last season, because we don't want to call. And he's still on our books. He's still taking up a space in the squad. He's still taking up money. Yeah, it's too much shit.
I mean,
it's done. Let's be fair. Let's be fucking blunt. It's been done on the cheap. Once again.
Yeah, but it's not.
No, it has, Scott. It has. I don't give a shit what you say. The amount of money that's come into the club this year, the amount of money that has been generated by the new stadium and all that, it's been done on the fucking on the ponce. Let's be fair. How much money have they actually spent since they've been in here? Who have they actually bought? Who have they bought?
Well, since they've been in the club.
Yeah.
Carroll was 15 million.
15 million.
Was 20 million.
20 million.
Lanzini,
Payet, right? How many of that now, right, out of them 4 players, the big signings, how many have we had free or on loan?
Yeah, but that's like most football clubs.
No, it's not, mate.
Yeah, like in our situation, you take out the top 4, top 5
What
clubs.
situation are we in?
A lot of clubs. Well, we don't see
Palace
deals.
are going out and spending fucking big money.
What was Southampton's transfer stuff this summer?
I don't know.
You wouldn't know, but that's what I mean. We don't know other clubs. They're probably doing the same sort of business as us.
The thing is, sorry, fucking alarm. You know, you can't.
What is that? Just in case you fell asleep halfway through the show?
No, you've got to look at it, right. The getting loans in is good business if you're worried whether the player's going to pay off. Having a clause in the contract where if he plays 15 games you've got to sign him and he works out pence is ridiculous.
Well, don't try it and sign these fucking. Who knows if he's going to work from us? We're in a position now where we've got money, right? Crystal Palace went out, right? We needed a striker. Benteke was there at Liverpool, right? Now, I don't care what fucking sort of season that cunt had at Liverpool last year, yeah? Andy Carroll had the same season there, right? Downing had shit seasons there. It's the way they play football. He was there to be got at. They got him for 20, what did they get him for? 28 million pounds, right? So, we're wasting our time fucking throwing our money at Becker and Lacazette and that. That cunt was there. That cunt is a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, right? And I don't care, as I said, he's had one bad season last. He's 23, 24 years old. He's scored goals for Aston Villa. Fucking left, right and centre, right? He's the type of striker that we needed in the position that we play, because not only is he fucking good in the air, and not only can he hold the ball up, he can also got a bit of pace about him, and he can finish, right? He's everything that we wanted. And what did they do? They went to Juventus and said, give us him for a year, we'll see how he works out, and then we'll decide. He was there to be got at. Liverpool didn't want to loan him. Liverpool didn't want to know, and people can slag me off about Benteke, whatever. But he's played in the Premier League. It would give us more mobility than anyone's up there. He can hold the ball up and he can score goals. What more do you need?
But then it's that situation, isn't it? If Zaza would have come in and scored 3 in his first 2 games, we'd all be sitting in there going, "Oh, what a deal!"
But it's not. I'm not saying it's Zaza's fault. Yeah, Zaza has not played in this league. This league takes a long time,
right?
but they've put themselves in a situation where they've given him so little time to adapt to the fucking league that the geezer's probably sitting at home thinking, fucking hell, if I don't do this in the next 4 games, what's going to happen to me? They're going to leave me out the bench. And we're going to be without a striker. He's not going to be playing football. It's no good to fucking anyone. And it's all to save fucking money.
But you've got to look at the whole transfers through the summer, right? Every player we signed through the summer, how many of them players that we signed had Premier League experience?
None.
1, Lanzini.
Yeah, but any.
No. Are you? Arbeloa.
Right.
Arbeloa ain't played in the Premier League for about 10 years.
Arbeloa was a panic buy, right? That's the only reason he's there. It's a panic
not a
buy.
panic buy.
It was a panic buy. We needed a right back. He was
Yes.
the only one available.
But no, it
I'm
wasn't.
sure there was others available.
You've got to look at, right? Yeah, right. I'm not saying they didn't do things on the cheap, right? But that is the problem. We've bought players to play in key positions who haven't played in the Premiership.
I know.
You know,
We sold
never
probably.
played
We
in the
probably
Premiership.
sold probably one of our best centre backs to Palace for 10 million.
They would have.
Inability. But no, inability, he's not one of our best centre halves. O'Connor's and Reed thingy. But what he does bring is stability. What he does bring is a knowledge of the club. You know what I mean? How many people have gone out of the club that know the club this year, and people come in that ain't got a clue?
He didn't put a foot wrong at right back last season,
No,
did
he
he,
didn't.
Tompkins? And he'd have been a perfect replacement. But then again, I don't know, like.
See, and is
Look, any
the
player you
Tompkins,
sign
if the Tompkins sell, because the
Tompkin?
original Tompkins sell, is it the sell because it was always the plan Antonio's going to be playing right back?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah,
I
of
ain't
course
got
it
a
is.
clue.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
But
It
you
doesn't
know,
look like anybody knows what they're doing at the club at the minute. It's all a farce. You know what happened is that, like, the chairman opened their trap so much, yeah, and they promised so much that they started to panic when it didn't start to come off. They thought they was going to walk into that lovely 60,000 seater stadium. They thought they could call up fucking Messi. Go, come and have a look where we play now. He's going to walk in and go, fucking hell, this is brilliant. I want to play here.
Yeah, but-
And people like Lacazette, right? They thought that about Lacazette. They thought that they was going to bring him up and say, "Come down and play Russ," because look, we've got this lovely new stadium that people are going. He's going to walk in. You know, they opened a 60,000 seater stadium themselves, Leon. You know that?
yeah.
Do you know what? Like, I think with players like Lacazette and Baka and Batshuayi and that not so much him, but Lacazette and Baka especially, they was out of our reach. I knew that from
We
the
need to
start
be
because,
getting
like I said,
constantly up the table
you
to
can't
get
go
players
from
like
go from that level to striker to that. They want Champions League football. You can't knock them for that. Of
course not.
Fair enough.
Of course not.
It's all right. They don't want to play. Then, like Nicky said, you go for your middle-rate strikers like the Benteke's. You know, you go for them sort of players, but we never did. We got Zaza. Look, I'm not going to judge Zaza after 2 games. It is hard to adapt to
Exactly.
another country.
Exactly.
A lot of greats have come over here and struggled in the first 10 games and then
bigger
gone on
clubs
to
than
become.
us as well.
Yeah, like Thierry Henry took 15 games. Bergkamp took about
Fees, you've only
20
got
games.
to look at
I'm not comparing Zaza to them two, believe
you
me.
look at
But
Veron and Di Maria.
Yeah.
Di Maria.
Yeah. No, who did you say before?
Veron.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They were world-class players from was it Milan, weren't he? Into Milan, and then Di Maria come to Man United, struggle.
Yeah,
Go
it's-
back to.
That's what I'm saying. Any player, no matter how big the name, how big the name or the price tag,
and
it's
it
a
works.
gamble.
It works the other way as well.
Pogba.
Look how many English
Yeah,
players
yeah.
have gone out to Spain and struggled,
Yeah,
and the
it's
greats
just-
like
it's-
Michael
it's-
Owen
It's
and
the difference. It's the
Jonathan
difference
Woodgate.
of adapting. But that said, all that really doesn't make up for. The
Right, there
mistakes
was a
that were made
game
on the
yesterday.
pitch. Yeah, I know. that's what I'm
We
saying.
talk about that.
Well, let's start. As I said, we passed the ball from side to side nicely. We looked in control. 2 handballs in about a minute.
Do you know what?
Now that set the tone.
Worker was
didn't
right
it?
in front of us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That incident.
I couldn't believe what I was
first-
seeing.
the
What
first
the
one-
fuck
I
was it?
just looked at him and thought, what the fuck has he done there?
Did I
Because
just see that one?
there was no one around him.
And you know what makes me die? People before this game, right? And I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to think it myself.
Chris
Sam-
was going to struggle.
Chris was going to struggle
Yeah,
to get
I
back in
thought
his team.
I watched his. When I got home
I
last night,
think I'll
watched-
take his place.
I watched Match of the
Yesterday's
Day
performance.
last night, and I watched his performance, and
It was
Shearer was saying,
Bambi on
I
ice,
think
wasn't
he's
he?
one. Like they were saying, he's one of the worst players I've ever seen come into the Premiership.
No,
He honestly, mate, he looked bad yesterday.
Listen,
I'm not saying he is. I thought he was decent, but
Yeah.
there's no way. Creswell is
They
The man.
can't
Both-
judge
both
him
the-
saying
both-
he's one of the worst players that come in and approach it on
I
one
don't know,
game.
mate.
Yeah.
Did you see his clearance yesterday? There was no one around him again, and it was like Sunday League. He just booted it straight in
was
the
Sunday
air.
League.
But it ended up behind him.
Yeah, it was
He
Sunday
ended
League.
up. He kicked it going
I
out.
know.
It ended up nearly going in there. Adrian come out flapping. It was proper Sunday League defending yesterday.
The thing for me though, with both them handballs, they were both pointless handballs. Handballs that didn't need to happen.
Yeah, well, especially the penalty, Scott.
Yeah,
There was no one round
there was
him.
no one round him. There was a guy coming in at the far post.
But he weren't
But
gonna get there, that was going
That
out.
was going out, yeah.
He went like,
He's
I
panicked.
don't know what he done.
That's what he done, Scott. I saw him. He put his head there. He went, yeah. When I ran
in front of him, he went,
what? I done that once. I punched the ball in the net when I was playing the centre forward when someone was coming in behind me. I went like that.
Yeah, but you could do that out front. not in your own back four. Jesus Christ, that was comical.
But then that, like I said, we control possession, right? We didn't do a lot with it, but that then puts us on the back foot, and that then we've gone from conceding 4 against Watford, no confidence. You wanted to get that first 20 minutes out of the way without conceding,
To be honest with you,
and he goes and does that.
I have got no idea what happened. I can't put my finger on it because they only seem to touch the ball 3 times.
In that first half, they had
I think it's
five
four,
shots.
4 or 5.
Even like I
4
mean,
on target,
yeah.
and 3 of them went in.
their second goal was a good finish as well.
It was
But
a great
poor
finish, yeah.
defending from Ginge.
Well, Obona's the second goal. They've gone down the left again, right? And this brings me back to the fact that Payet. We need to play someone who's going to move side to side to cover Payet. 'Cause Payet don't work backwards. We said it last season. The amount of times goals come from the left because they're getting doubled up. This again come because the ball's gone out down there. Masuaku's out of position because he got caught forward. Obona's got it. Tried to clear it. They've gone and said it was awful clearance. If you watch it back, he tries to boot it out, but it catches the player's foot and spins inside. Now, it falls to, I think, Chadley, who Czech didn't get tight enough to. Czech had a chance to nick the ball off him, weren't tight enough. He then lays it into Rondon. Collins is coming towards the ball
And then backs
stops.
off.
And then stops
Yeah.
and backs off.
You don't back off.
No.
You don't back off
Just
in the
make it
18
tight
yard
for
box.
him, yeah.
Because all he done is wait till he backed off, opened his
The
legs
thing
and went,
is,
thank you very
yeah,
much.
if he gets tight on him, he's going to hold it up. He's got to play backwards.
Exactly. That's it. He's allowed him to turn.
Or he's got
All
to turn Ginge.
But
and
I'm
Look, if Ginge
I'm
goes
sorry,
in
mate.
that
Look,
challenge, give away a penalty,
I said to
fair
you-
dues. But to back off in that situation... And
he
give
just
Ginge
caught
a
himself
shot-
in no man's land. He's not doing anyone any favours here. He's not covering any angles.
Czech was the same.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
He's just. I'm gonna get onto fucking Czech in a minute because you know.
poor Czech.
But I'm just saying, Collins for me, like this, the last 2 games. I don't know what's going on. Is it too much for him with the Euros? Is it too much for him?
Do you know, for me, right?
Yeah. So, is it age catching up with him? Is the Euros too much for him? Has he not had enough time off in the summer to let his body recuperate after? You know, he's getting on, Ginge now. He doesn't look like he looks after himself the best of ways. He's one of them old-fashioned warrior defenders, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, yeah, maybe it's catching up with him a bit, but I think it's just lack of confidence at the moment.
There is
I
no
mean, we've leaked
confidence.
8 goals in,
I mean,
in
it's
2
like
games
And-
against
and-
the
But
against
the thing
Ireland,
is,
you know.
you look at, he played 1 game in the Euros, and they got spanked.
Yeah, but he was
And no,
Still
I know
a long
that
time.
was
They won.
No, he lost that game he played.
semi-final he
But
played.
yeah, right.
Did he?
Yeah.
You know, and
It's the only
that
game
shot
he
his
played.
confidence because he's come into the side and they're playing well. So that shot his confidence. Then we come back to the to the Premier League and the Europa League. He isn't playing well, so his confidence is shot. You know, as I said, Reedy didn't do himself no favours against Watford. He was missing yesterday. Or Bonner coming in, which was the right thing. It just doesn't seem to that back four.
He goes missing a lot though, doesn't he, Reed? There's a lot of times when you think he's all right, then he just ain't in a squad. Do you not think that? There's a lot of time, and it comes back again. Tompkins being sold and not being replaced.
The other
You've got
thing-
to replace them. I don't care, right? If you're not going to replace them, keep Burke there.
Yeah, don't send him out alone.
Don't send him out alone.
So you've got to think we haven't had a settled back four this season, and that also don't.
Cresswell is a massive loss.
Yeah, Cresswell's a loss.
And the good thing is with Creswell, he's back sprinting now and he's in full training from next week. So we'll probably see him, it won't not Southampton, but maybe in a couple of games' time,
that's it.
he'll be back around the
But-
squad.
Thank Jesus for that.
That also.
And you've
that
also got Carroll coming
helps.
back as well. I think he helps out defensively a lot,
Yeah,
Carroll.
of course he does.
Yeah.
But
When
as
he
a
drops
defence, you need to have that settled back four. Do you know what I mean? So you know how each other
But you
plays.
look at the team, though, Scott. Now that we want to put out, there are some positives. Look, a second goal winning, a third goal winning.
Lanzini had a good chance, just shot wide.
Yeah.
In the first half.
Yeah.
Well, we had a chance to equalise as well. Antonio hit it straight at the keeper.
Yeah, that was a great ball. I think that went Pint. That one was it? That ball? No, it was Pint. Great ball in.
couldn't see it
He done.
well,
To be
see
fair,
it.
if you wanted to drop to anyone, it was him, and
Yeah.
it was a good save by Foster.
Oh yeah, great save.
You know, it was a good first touch, and he got the shot away.
But it was dog shit. And it
Defensively-
started off again, second half. He made a couple of changes.
What was the third goal? I can't remember.
What's his name? Oh, I forgot his name now. The
McLean.
one, the one that no one likes, McLean.
Yeah, the Irish
He
guy.
sort of someone shot it on the edge of the box and he sort of turned it in, didn't he?
They had a corner. Didn't
Yeah,
they?
it scrambled
We
in the
failed to clear
box
it,
and it just
and
dropped to him, didn't it?
Shot
Yeah.
it. But watch that back, and you see Noble, Cech, or Bonner,
Watching.
Masuaku, right? Them three were watching McLean, whatever his name is, and Masuaku was watching whoever hit the shot in.
Yeah, Masuaku weren't even looking at the ball.
No, and they're all standing still. Again, schoolboy Sunday League defending.
Right.
You know,
So that happened. Yeah. Terrible. Beginning of the second half. We come out like a new team.
Yeah.
I think.
Changes done well.
but
didn't
the changes were the right changes.
For Gooley.
For
Faguli
Gooley.
coming on.
I'll tell you. And I'll see your tweet yesterday as well about Antonio, the only one who can hold their head up by. I think Lanzini had a very good game. I think he was all over the place. Oh no, it wasn't yours. It was whose was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But
Yeah,
someone
take
said the
place,
only
but-
one that can hold their head up by
It's
is
faced
Antonio.
Yeah.
But I think Lanzini was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought
yesterday.
Lanzini had a good game. I thought Antonio had a good game.
And let's be fair. Apart from the 3 shots, we dominated the game.
Yeah, we had a lot of possession yesterday.
The thing is, as well, what you got to look at, right? So that Faguli come on for Noble, and Cleary come on for Zaza, right? Positive changes, but then getting rid of the 2 holding midfielders brought us to life. You know, because then you've got one defensive midfielder who knows what his job is instead of 2,
I know that. Look,
and you can't have.
I might
defensive
sound
midfielders
crazy,
running
but
forward.
I might sound crazy saying this, yeah. But because we conceded 4 goals yesterday, but do you need to go to West Brom with 2 holding midfielders?
Of course not.
You've got to attack them. That's the only way you get to them, isn't it? Because
They
It's
play
not,
on the
it's
break.
not only 4 goals against, it's 8 goals against Watford and West Brom. And no disrespect to them 2 teams, that's poor.
They would have
We
been
shouldn't-
games you'd have been looking
Yeah,
into.
the way it was. Once we got out past the City game, I looked at the next 6 fixtures and I thought, do you know what? Season starts at home against Watford. We can really kick on there. 2-0 after 30 minutes. I thought, yeah, there we go. And then bang, 4 goals in 22 minutes we conceded against Watford. And then we've conceded 3 in first half against West Brom yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we've conceded an early one in the second half as well. 4-0 down at West Brom.
Yeah. But you look at how we started that second half. We were popping the ball about. We were knocking
Yeah, but
it
you can
about
pop the
quickly.
ball back as long as you want,
Yeah,
but as
but-
long as you don't do nothing. If you
But
don't
no,
do
but
nothing
that
with
was
it, it don't
The
count.
second half, we were knocking it about and we were doing something with it. Yeah,
weren't
unlike the first
really.
half, we were going backwards.
We weren't really, 'cause we
backwards
went
and
4-0
sideways.
down.
Yeah, but that was because of, again, stupid defending.
Yeah.
We're 3-0
Pyatt
down.
and all being out of position. Why was everyone forward?
The thing is not only that, right? You look at that, 3-0 down, right? That was what, in the first 5 minutes of the second half, first 10 minutes of the second half, right? You don't go gung-ho then.
no, we had a corner.
Yeah.
You pass it to Arthur,
No.
and
We had a
Arthur
corner,
passed
pushed
it to
everybody-
Rondon,
yeah.
who just fucking
Pushed
sprinted off.
everybody- Pushed everybody forward, right, for a corner. Didn't leave
We're
no one
chasing the
back.
game. We're
But yeah,
chasing the
but you're
game.
But you've got plenty of time.
Yeah, you still got to leave someone
You
back.
should still
But
be-
they were too far up and they weren't
No,
catching him.
Arthur was back. He just come fucking sprinting forward to
But
collect the
my
ball.
thing is, if you're going to play, if you're pushing everybody forward, why you take the short corner?
That's right.
The ball should be. You've just gone right. You've just right. Took off Zaza, who had a bit of right, but
Because
you've
I think
got
what was meant to
Antonio.
happen was that corner was Pyatt was meant to knock it to Masuaku. Masuaku was meant to knock it back out to Pyatt, who was going to whip one in, but he didn't do that. He turned and tried to do
Just whip it in the first.
something. Yeah,
Right.
but Pyatt can't. He can't get his corners over the first man. How many corners did we knock out knocking yesterday? Well, that's not just yesterday. How many games have we seen West Ham in the last, say, 15 games? How many corners have cleared the first man?
Yeah,
Not
no,
many.
I'm not disputing
Count
that,
them on
but
one hand. I'll only probably have to use 3 fingers.
You've got right. We've pushed Collins up, Bonner up. We've got Cech in there. We've got Antonio in there. All threats from across.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Stick it in
play
there.
it short. I know what you're saying. That was probably the setup, or it should have been that he should have pinged it in. Pyatt lays it to him, he crosses it in, right? But
Well, he did cross it in, but it went to the wrong person.
Yeah, but still, to have no one then, if that's your planned corner, don't stick Lanzini back. Yeah, stick someone else back who ain't gonna get their head in the box.
Listen, I've got no doubt. Yesterday, the second half showed me a lot. Yeah.
You've got to be. There was positives in that second.
You've got.
We won it.
You've got to think as well. Yeah. No, we didn't. It's true, but you've got to think as well.
Do we get points for it?
Faguli, coming back,
Looked good.
looked absolutely brilliant.
He did. He looked lively, didn't he?
He was taking people on.
He run at people.
He run at people. He's not scared to take people
I like
on.
the look of him when we played at home in the Europe when he scored that goal. He missed a couple of chances, but he didn't drop his head, did he? He carried on and carried on. He got that goal, and I think he will be an important player. And I think it'd be a great find, free transfer as well.
This is the thing. This is the thing with Czech. Czech is dangerous running with the ball, running at players. We see it time and time again last season, and he keeps playing this holding midfield role. You know, he's more of a box-to-box.
I do believe that we've got too many luxury players, though. As I said before, the whole thing is the balance of the squad. Arthur can't defend. I could tell you that from the first and second game. Like when the games he looked decent, he can't defend.
No.
And you've got Payet who won't defend, and just be fair, shouldn't have to defend.
No,
yeah,
that's
what he's there for. He's there to make chances. He's not there to You don't want him tracking back. If he started tracking back and making tackles in their own 18-yard box, and the ball's going up there and he ain't up there, you'd be screaming at him, "Fucking get up the pitch!" But the balance of the squad is completely gone.
And that's the thing, right? When you look, again, I said this on Twitter earlier. When you look at some of the great attacking teams in the world, right? They have that one holding midfielder who does all the dirty work, right? And you look at Real Madrid when they were at one of their greatest times with all their attacking players. They had Makelele doing it. I ain't comparing any of our players to Madrid or anything like that. I'm just using an example, right? He sat there and went that way.
Yeah. And even their players said he allowed them to go and do.
Yeah. Right now,
we've
got wing backs who get forward. We've got defenders who get forward. Right now, this is my thing with Norvet. He sits there in front of that back four. Doesn't move, right? He plays 5-yard passes, things like that. When the left back goes forward, he goes into left back. When the right back goes forward, he goes to right back. If Obona brings it out, he drops in at centre half.
Who's our right back?
That is how a defensive midfielder plays. We play with Noble and Czech, who go forward, and this is why you've got Payet. You don't want Payet defending, right? If Payet goes forward, Czech and Noble move to the side. If
I know you don't want Payet to defend it, but sometimes he has to defend.
Yeah, sometimes he does. You look at Joe Cole when he went to Chelsea under Mourinho. He drove the flamboyant, skillful Joe Cole out of the game and made him into an hard-working winger up and down. That's not what we want Payet to do. We don't want Payet running up and down. We want him to stay forward. When we clear the ball, pick it up, make something happen.
I want him in the middle.
I want him in the middle. And that showed that last night. Yesterday, we put Czech in the holding midfield. Faguli went one side, Antonio the other, and Lanzini and Payet sat behind the striker as two attacking midfielders. Yeah. And your defensive, that's what I said, your defensive midfielder, side to side. That's all you want him to do. Work side to side, break up the play. They break, you want him there. You want him on the player who's got the ball. Whether he gives away fouls at the halfway line to stop them counter-attacking or whatever. That is his job.
Listen, I know it was a shit game yesterday. I've got no doubt it's going to get better. I've got no doubt about that. I think when players start coming back, Cresswell, I think he's going to be the biggest one to come back.
We did score 2 goals.
Yeah,
we scored 2 goals. Antonio is the top scorer.
Before that, we had Payet's free kick. Winning the top corner, but that's just our luck at the moment.
Yeah.
They ate the post and it's gone. That would have gone in last season, but it just takes one thing to happen. It takes a scrappy little late winner against Southampton or something like that.
I remember watching
win.
Decent West Ham teams sort of like going at these bad form, and get thumped at home 4-0 by Everton and 4-0 by Sheffield Wednesday when they weren't good teams, and then go and beat Arsenal 2-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen that a lot of times. For me to start saying after 5 games, "Oh my God, we're going down."
No, I'm not panicking. I've got no doubt we ain't going to get relegated. That's not guaranteed, but I don't think we will.
I just feel that the squad's very imbalanced. I don't think they haven't added to the squad. They've replaced players that have gone, with, I think, either to the same quality or lower quality. Or Ayew, you can argue, is a decent player. He got injured very early. We've had some bad luck with injuries. Faguli looks decent. We've lost our first choice left back, who is like arguably one of our best players. Our goalkeeper, who's normally Mr. Dependable, all of a sudden, and Collins as well, all of a sudden a shot to shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've got no doubt. A win Wednesday, and I think we should be looking to win big. And that's no disrespect to Accrington. We should be looking to score a few goals. And the most important thing, if anything, even if we win 1-0, we've got to keep a clean sheet.
The clean sheet is a must.
Yes.
Just to boost confidence. This is the thing. This is why, for me, Accrington's a must-win game, because we need a bit of confidence. As I said, whether it's a 1-0 goal when someone booted the ball and it's hit someone's arse and gone in, it don't matter.
To be fair, I'm not really fussed about the League Cup, if I'm honest. But I want that. I want the points in the league, because we could get to the final and win the League Cup, but if we're not picking up points in the league,
no, but that's it.
Sometimes the cup won't instill the confidence.
I want to win. I want to win every game.
Get a clean sheet. Everything, the mood changes.
But it's going to be a totally different team that's going to start against Southampton.
I don't think it can afford to be a totally different
Does
team.
Randolph play now?
Accrington, yeah.
Yeah, I think he deserves a chance now, because I don't think, like I said with Adrian, as much as I love him, I think he's a crowd favourite, but I've never thought he was a world-class goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, but he's just got that... You see it yesterday, and he's had 13 shots on him in the last 2 games and conceded 8 goals. As much as you say, yesterday weren't his fault, he still conceded them.
Yeah,
but Randolph's never really put a foot wrong when he's played, so maybe give him...
I'm going to differ there.
We've got 2 good goalkeepers.
But not a great one.
We ain't got a great goalkeeper. We've got 2 very decent goalkeepers, but we haven't got that great. That's what separates, because a goalkeeper can earn you 10 to 15 points a season. That's where Man United won the league, with people like Schmeichel and Van der Sar. Chelsea with Peter Cech. He won them loads of points, and that's the difference. A goalkeeper is worth so much, over a course of a season.
When things ain't going right, and like yesterday, you're dominating possession. Your goalkeeper pulls off 2 or 3 saves, keeps the score at 0-0.
Even his boy done it last season for Leicester, Kasper Schmeichel. He won Leicester loads of points last year.
That's it. But they're the 2 we've got. It's just getting the confidence back in.
Yeah. Right. So that's the game done.
We move on.
I saw you there last night. We've got something quite important to talk about the future of this channel. Things haven't been going great this year, on and off the pitch. There's been a lot of stories about, not only losing games, but people fighting each other, and there's a real sour taste at the minute around the club.
Around the club,
there's a real, it's divided. We're not together, and obviously some people can't. How do I word it? They can't take the truth.
Yeah, some people don't
like hearing
people
the
don't
truth.
like hearing the negative stuff. They all want to be all over the positive stuff. And everyone loves a win, and we all want to... Listen, I want to sit on here every week and talk about how great we are.
But one thing I've got to address first of all, there was a tweet sent out yesterday that's been tweeted about 70 times? 66 times, 110 times, saying that... I'll tell you the tweet, I'll tell you it word for word. West Ham Fan TV and all the other divs fighting outside is the disgrace. Is that right?
That's word for word almost.
Right? He's a disgrace. Well, I'll tell you one, nobody was fighting. There was one person having an argument with another person that turned into a bit of a scuffle. So, I don't know how many people that you put in and are calling divs, but there was about 2 or 3 having an argument, if that. Yeah? We weren't fighting. We was doing interviews when it was coming off. We had to stop doing them because someone was having, I'll be blunt and honest, I'm going to tell you the truth about what happened. Somebody was having a go at Dom. Yeah? Somebody was having a go at Dom. So all of this fucking bollocks about we're starting fights and we're fighting people and all this is a load of nonsense, for one. That's one thing I want to put out there. For 2, there was not... the way it's been retweeted by big accounts like West Ham Central, West Ham Photos, Was it West Ham photos? Yeah, West Ham photos and things like this. Listen, if you want to retweet them things and start the fucking stirring amongst the fans yourselves, you can fuck off as well. Yeah, in my eyes, yeah, because unless you was fucking there and unless you was watching what was going on, yeah. Don't fucking put them things out there. Don't put us in a bad light, because we wasn't standing there fucking fighting anybody. It was two people having an argument. Now, the whole fucking 70 retweets and how many people seen it, you can have a look in your analytics, right, about how many people have seen it. Now I think that there was fucking World War III at West Brom. Yeah? You're to blame as much as this fucking club as people like to blame us, yeah? I'm blaming you. You're the fucking people that do these sort of things. Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah? Totally. You're the ones that are fucking shit stirring. You're the ones that are causing the trouble. And I'll tell you what happened yesterday. Somebody come up to Dom, yeah? Somebody that follows our channel. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not a fucking grass, right? But somebody come up to Dom and he said a few choice things to him, and to be honest, he was starting an argument with him, a fight with him, right? Now, Dom, the guy in question is an older gentleman, an older fella, yeah? Dom's a very young lad, right? Now, we obviously take an air of responsibility about putting these fucking things out on the internet, right?
Yeah.
If you want to have a go at anyone, if you want to talk to anyone, I'm not saying come up and start threatening me and pointing fingers in my face, yeah? If you want to talk to anyone about these sort of things, talk to me. Not him, me. Because I put them things on the internet. I decide what goes up. I've got full editorial control about what goes up. Now, any of you can come to talk to me and raise your concerns with me, and I will take every single person's opinion into consideration, and I'll talk to you and I'll explain to you exactly, why we do this sort of thing and that. But when you're coming up and you're starting aggression and you're pointing in someone's face, obviously we're standing next to it. The guy, he cornered him. He cornered him and he didn't know what to do. And another friend of ours was there, was luckily was pushing the guy away, and it got a little bit heated. Yeah, and they had to be separated. I'm not going to deny that, but was I involved? No, I was holding that camera that's filming us now. Was he involved? No, he put the microphone down and went to separate it. So don't sit there saying we was fighting, because it's bollocks. It's lies, yeah? But it's really started to sort of open my eyes. Like, people, they praise what we do. Like, they liked it last year. I didn't see anyone fucking cornering me last year going, don't you put them fucking pictures, them fucking videos of us celebrating up, because that's fucking, it shows me right up in work. Nobody come to do that. You have to take the negative with the positive, yeah? I'm not trying to put anyone in a bad light. I'm not trying to fucking put our fans out there to be laughed at. I'm trying to put people's opinions across, because if you don't put opinions across, nobody's ever heard, yeah? We've built a platform so that people like West Ham can hear it. They see it. Do not think that they don't, yeah? When you come on our fan cams and you fucking say something about the club, they fucking look at that and they have to stop. And the bigger we become, and the more prominent we become, they have to start taking that into consideration, yeah? Because it is being voiced out there to the world. We're not here to embarrass anyone. We're not here to show anyone up. We're not here to sort of make it into a viewing gallery so everyone can come and have a look at the fucking crazy West Ham fans. Instead of coming up to him and pointing your finger in his face and threatening to punch people's lights out, come up and talk to him. Come up and talk to me, yeah? And there's a few people. I'm going to have a word with Dom about these sort of things, because I want to know how he feels. I've had a couple of words with him, and he's raised a couple of concerns with me. I'm not going to take the limelight off it. It's completely up to him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take that situation. I oppress nobody. No matter who comes up to me and starts saying things, I oppress nobody's opinions, right? You can't go and start arguments. You don't solve problems by starting fights with people that you don't agree with because they don't agree with your opinion. That's, in my eyes, that's moronic. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you've got through life if you think like that.
It's just the whole mood of the club, yeah. It's just the whole mood of the club at the moment, isn't it? I mean, it's look, like we said. I mean, Dom's a young lad. I mean, and I think that's what people don't realise. And I don't know whether they don't like him because I don't think he embarrasses the club because he says it how it is. You know, we all do. We sit on here and say we said exactly the same as what Dom said about Astra when we lost to Astra. Maybe not as much as what he did, but it was coming from the heart at the time. And like I said to the bloke yesterday on the fan cam, all I do is ask you questions and I don't put the words into your mouth. What you say is how you feel. And all we want to do is just let people around the world that can't make games see reactions of fans. And listen, we didn't have this. When we grew up, we didn't have this. We didn't have... I mean, when you grew up, you had fucking pigeon couriers.
But what that's
Still does that now.
Yeah, I know.
that's the thing people have got to remember now. Times are changing.
Yeah.
You know, social media is as big as it is. It's not. Social media is not going away.
No,
so things like this.
younger
if we
generations want to watch.
Someone else should do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And look, I don't know. I mean, we've had a discussion, haven't we, about fan cams? Like we're just especially for away games.
Do I want to stop?
No, we won't stop. We'll just assess the situation.
We're going to have to assess the situation and like without being accused of being fair weather and things like that. It's I'm not putting anyone's at risk.
No, and that's what I said. Like, I care more about
come and have a go.
I care more about Dom's safety and anyone's safety, in fact, especially our safety, because I wouldn't want to be doing a fan cam and some geezer comes from behind me because. A lot of people, listen, I love this channel and I do this channel, but I'm not going to let anyone come up to me and have a dig at me because if they do, I ain't going to stand there. That's that. You know what I mean? We don't earn from doing this. We do this because we love it. We don't earn. We all work Monday to Friday. Like I said, we have to give up weekends to go away, spending time with our kids and things like that. We don't do it for money. We do it because we love this channel. You know, so. We'll just assess the situation, I think. Like, if we're losing 4-0 at Spurs.
But people have to decide what they want. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
No, that's all you do. That's the thing. This is what I've always thought. Yep. Don't click on the button. Don't watch it. If it's going to wind you up, don't watch it.
It's the same as people who
watch the Arsenal fan cams from last year when we're all celebrating.
But that's it. It's the same as TV. People will sit there and watch a programme on the telly and complain about it. The remote is there. If you turn the channel over, you're watching us on your phone. You're watching us on your laptop. You don't like it, stop it. Click on to say else. We ain't saying you've got to watch it. You've got to watch every second. You've got to agree with everything.
As much as I don't want to say it, unsubscribe from the channel and you won't see none of the videos come up.
At the end of the day,
I'd rather lose one viewer that don't like it.
We sit here, right, and we give our opinion. Everyone's got a different opinion. Yeah, that's why.
There's no reason to punch someone's face in over it.
I totally agree.
I think it's just the whole mood of the club at the moment. I mean, if we win the next 3 or 4 games in a row, they'll probably be hugging each other at away games.
For me, right, Dom doing the video against Astra and him voicing his opinion, people saying that's an embarrassment to the club. That's not an embarrassment to the club.
The club's an embarrassment to the club.
No, people fighting each other in the stadium, people doing what that guy did to Dom yesterday. We're West Ham. We're one family. Whether we agree with what someone says or what someone don't, we're one team.
It wasn't only at the game yesterday. I heard something else about Dom yesterday in the station. Someone come up to him and that, and like I said, Dom could be going home on his own one night, and there could be a group of geezers that see him and recognise him. And this is what I'm saying. He's only a 21-year-old kid.
Think back when you was 21. How passionate was you about West Ham? How wound up did you get if we lost?
I'm passionate now. I'm 32.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something now, right? After Watford, and after sort of, it was one fan. Listen, people weren't fighting each other yesterday. They want to make it sound like it's World War III, right?
It was one person.
It was one person having a go at someone next to us, yeah, and it getting a bit heated. Now my boy's there. He's right there, yeah. He's meant to be coming with me on Wednesday. He's not coming with me on Wednesday.
No, exactly.
Come here. What's the matter?
I'm just bored.
Oh, you're just bored. I know it's boring, isn't it?
Nearly done.
Yeah, but he's meant to be coming with me on Wednesday. Yeah, but I can't take him, especially with all that nonsense around him.
Yeah.
And there was I won't say that, but I'm not taking him to West Ham, and that's why.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the
And
thing
that's
is
why.
that-
How can I take this kid?
You don't want his first experience at the Olympic Stadium to be a horrible one,
I'll
because I'd probably turn around and say to you, walk out, mate, go home.
I took my daughter I'm not taking her back until things are sorted out.
No way.
You know, I know like Madison don't go at the minute, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to take her there to see all that.
I couldn't be around. If that was all going off around me and I had my daughter, mate, I'd be out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even turn up.
But that's
to
the
games.
thing.
Yeah.
People start throwing fisticuffs around me when I've got him there, and I walk out,
Well, it's the same
and I'll never go back.
It's the same as the story from the game before, the last game when the stewards were chucking someone out. They weighed in mob-handed and they knocked someone's 11-year-old boy over.
Yeah.
You know, and only one steward then come down and apologised.
I would
And it was
punch their
the
faces in.
and it was
That's
probably
got
the
to be
older
true.
steward who probably worked at West Ham before.
We just
You know?
need the club just needs a bit of positive around it, and it's from top to bottom. And I don't know what it is. Obviously, results is what changes
The
that.
mood
So,
could change completely. We get 2-3 wins on the spin.
yeah, and,
the mood
and you know, you get a
they'll
nice win on
change
Wednesday. You
completely.
go at home to Southampton, and then we've got Middlesbrough at home. Is it Middlesbrough? Southampton and Middlesbrough,
and Palace
yeah,
away.
and Palace, a London derby. You know, it'll be our, you know, we get. I'm confident we're going to get a few
look,
results.
there was-
We lose the next 4. Jesus Christ.
Listen, right. The thing is, you got to look at yesterday's result. You look at Watford's result. Barring the awful defending, we're creating chances.
Yeah.
Sooner or later,
That's
them
the only
chances
thing
that
that-
are hitting the bar or
Yeah.
going slightly wide, they're going to go
And
in.
Creswell coming back will be a big boost for the
Yeah.
back 4.
Carroll coming
Andy
back.
Carroll coming back will be a big
And
boost for the back
listen,
4.
This is not. If people are going to disagree with me, but Sacco coming back.
Yeah, Sacco will be back. I mean, I've
You
heard
want someone to
rumours
play
that
that lone striker,
him and
he's the
Bilic had a meeting.
Good.
It's all been sorted. He's
Good.
back in training. He was in the team photo. No, that make no difference. But
You say it's a couple of weeks away still.
yeah, he's been training hard, and you know what? It might work out best
Exactly.
because they obviously had to get rid of one of them, Sacco and Valencia. They've kept Sacco when they could have got rid of him.
He scores a couple, everything's forgotten.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, see,
Listen, he ain't got to apologise really to the fans. All he's got to
He's
do
not,
is
he's
put
not going to be
that
forgiven
ball.
for what he did.
Look,
but if he comes and starts banging in goals,
but Scott-
that's the important thing.
Yeah, it is important,
Yeah.
and you know he adds in a different dimension. Look, let's end it on a positive note and say there was positives from
Of course
yesterday,
he was. Look at the second half.
you know, although it was bad, on reflection, you look at the second half and the possession we had and the attack. We had something like 28 shots to their
Yeah.
6 or
If they
something.
hadn't got that fourth one, and we put it back to 3-2,
It's a totally
it's a
different
completely
Yeah,
different
but
game.
And it,
We might not have got it. Like,
If
I think the
wishes
fourth goal woke us
the
up.
world would be an ocean.
Yeah.
the,
That's
the
what my
thing,
mum
the,
always
the
said.
thing is as well, you've got to look at that was a lot of errors. Two of the
It's-
goals,
it's
two of the
silly
goals
errors
come
that
from
cost
one
us.
player.
Yeah, it's
Same
look.
as
silly
last
errors.
week.
We move on. We're all going to be there Wednesday, no matter what. We're going to be there next Sunday. It's Sunday, isn't it? Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
Jesus.
I'll get
fucking
some
Sunday.
posh seats Wednesday.
Right, should we say,
The
let,
posh seats.
let's leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. Don't forget to go and follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV, Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV, Snapchat, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff that we never use. We go and follow us on it anyway. Don't forget to go and visit our store. We haven't told you that for a long time, even though nobody seems to be wearing the t-shirts anymore.
Oh, I woke up this morning tired.
We have all got them, and there's
Other brands are available.
there'll be some new t-shirts going on there over the next few months or so, I'd say. Got some new designs. We'll be back for Accrington Stanley on Wednesday from the London Stadium, and don't forget to come and join us on our fan cams. And I think we'll leave it there. One thing left
we
to
shall,
say,
Nicky.
huh?
We shall.
We shall
leave it
Right, do you want to say this with me? Look, stand up. Come on, you irons.
Come on,
Money, mate.
Come on, you irons.